Now, this is a big one. This is a big ranked matchup here in the flyweight division. We got number 9 ranked Tim Elliott, man, versus number 11 ranked MATHEUS Nicolau. And this is interesting to me, AJ, because I think that one of these fighters is very well respected in Tim Elliott, right? We know Tim Elliott. We know the man comes. He's a blood and guts fighter. He comes to grapple. He comes to bang. You already know what kind of fight you're going to get with Tim Elliott. MATHEUS Nicolau is one of these dudes who is on his second stint in the UFC, and he's kind of on a come up right now. His last one was huge against Manel Kape, right? Who somehow, some way, isn't ranked in the UFC's flyweight rankings, man. I still think because of the skill set and all that, come on, you should throw a little respect on the name. Neither way, man. Glory MMA and Fitness is who Tim Elliott is fighting out of, so he's under the tutelage of the great James Krause. MATHEUS Nicolau is at Jackson Wink MMA and Lutrell Yi MMA, man. So this is going to be an interesting matchup, man. Both of these dudes can grapple. Both of these dudes can strike. However, I see a grappling advantage by Elliott and a striking advantage by Nicolau. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd say that as well. Yep, definitely the grappling advantage for him.
But that's the thing that makes this a little interesting is because Tim Elliott, we know the game plan. Get you on the ground, and somehow, some way, he's going to smother you until we get to round 3, until he can finally choke you and put you to sleep or whatever the case may be. Nicolau is really good. I believe he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu himself, man. This dude is really good off of his back. He's really good when he's sitting there getting on top control. And the thing about his grappling, it's intelligent. And what I mean by that, AJ, is I think that Nicolau isn't going to rush into these positions where he gets himself, reversed or things like that. He's going to be very strategic. He'll drop you, and he's not just going to rush up on top and just try to ground and pound all crazy like a wild man. He'll sit there, he'll pick his angle. All right, I'm going to get here. I'm going to put my hand around your arm. I'm going to go for the arm triangle. I'm going to go for the, you know what I mean? He's very strategic, where Tim Elliott is more of a wild man, in my opinion. So what did we see in his last fight against Jordan Espinosa, right? We saw a clinic on the ground, right? Probably a little bit of that civilian justice that we get for Jordan Espinosa and some of the stuff he was going through, but that's neither here nor there. However, Tim Elliott, man, on his entries, I say he's reckless on his entries, man. He's there to get hit. And MATHEUS Nicolau has crispy boxing, man. His left hook is devastating, and he's a true volume fighter with a great gas tank and crisp punches, man. If you're able to outstrike Manel Kape, I mean, that's very telling right there, man. So do you think Tim Elliott is going to be able to withstand whatever happens on the feet before he can get the fight to the ground, or do you think this is going to be a stand and bang type war? What do you think?
It's going to be interesting, man, because MATHEUS Nicolau, he's, like you said it already, Derek, he's very intelligent in the way he goes about things. He's not just going to rush in. He's not just going to let Tim Elliott put that pressure on him. And Elliott, he's very susceptible to knees and uppercuts up the middle, man. He's really he sets the hands up nicely, but he sets them up for a takedown. And a lot of the times he'll just kind of throw those hands out, head facing down, looking very susceptible for the knee. He's a grinder of a fighter, though, and even in his last fight against Jordan Espinosa, he was so wild going forward in the ground and pound that he was able to get cut from the bottom. From the bottom, Jordan Espinosa threw up an elbow, caught him right on the top of the head, and you just see blood start leaking down. And that's kind of Tim Elliott's style, man. He doesn't care if it gets bloody in there. He doesn't care if it gets a little bit grimy. That's really what he's working towards, and he's kind of that blood and guts fighter that you were talking about, and I think that's his style. But MATHEUS Nicolau has this really weird way of going about things. He's always on the back foot, or at least most of the time he's always on the back foot. He'll feign a takedown and come back up with a big right hand and hurt you, man. His ground game is very strong, so everybody has to respect that feint, but he's coming up for that knockout too. Very good pressure fighter. It's going to be interesting to see how Nicolau actually sets this up going forward, because I like the way he circles out. He doesn't really give you the option to get close, lock the hands up behind the butt, and dump you. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting, man. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you, man. And the one thing that I do think is an advantage for Tim Elliott is he's an unorthodox puncher. He kind of got those like Dominic Cruz style overhands, right? Just weird, wacky styles. And that's the thing, is you could be as technical as you want, but when you're a technically trained boxer, kickboxer, whatever, there's certain ways you move to defend yourself. And when someone throws something that's not technical, you don't know where to go, because it's coming from crazy, wild angles. And that's the thing. Tim Elliott is wild, man. So that's an advantage, definitely. I truly believe that is an advantage. But Nicolau has a little bit of an advantage because he fought Manel Kape in his last fight, who was a southpaw. So he's going back-to-back southpaws right here, man. So it's like, all right, man, it's just another test, another taste of what we're doing. And I think the man is on a come-up. Now, tell me what you think about this, man, because this is almost on paper, not in reality, but on paper, this is almost just like a pick 'em, basically. And if you look at the odds, it's kind of right there. I mean, plus 160, minus -190. This is closer to a pick'em than anything else. But 3 knockouts for Tim Elliott, 6 submissions, and 8 decisions. That's for Tim Elliott, right? For Nicolau, we got 4 knockouts, 5 submissions, 7 decisions. So if you think about it, it's almost, I mean, we right there. However, in terms of losses, only 2 knockout losses for Nicolau. That's the only way he's ever lost. Never lost a decision, never lost via submission. Tim Elliott has been knocked out once, submitted 5 times, and lost 5 decisions. However, the man, he just has a lot more fights. I mean, 17, 11, and 1 for Elliott. 16-2-1 for Nicolau. So ultimately here, AJ, man, notable wins for Elliott, Mark De La Rosa, Luis Smolka, Ryan Benoit, and Jordan Espinosa, and then Manel Kopp and Luis Smolka for Nicolau. Who wins this fight, why, and how?
Yeah, I'm going with this one, man. I'm going with the wild man, Tim Elliott, and I'm going by decision. I don't think he's going to be able to finish Nicolau. And I had don't get me wrong, no hate to Nicolau. I almost picked him on this one too, man. But I think Elliott's going to be leading the dance, taking advantage of that ground game, working forward. Where Nicolau, he'll have the striking advantage. I just don't think he's going to be able to finish Tim Elliott. And if you're not finishing him and he's able to get his hands on you, it's going to be a long night going forward. So like I said, man, I'm going Tim Elliott by decision. Either way, I think this is going to be a lot of fun to watch, man. Who you got and why?
Absolutely. So I agree with you that I think this is going to be a really, really fun fight, but I think it's also interesting how all of us, we could look at a matchup and we could visualize it in our head and we could all have different kind of outcomes to how the fight will play out. Because what I see is Tim Elliott coming in recklessly, leading the dance, and Nicolau counter-striking his ass off, man. Just touching him up, left hook here, crisp combination, circle out, get back. Tim Elliott goes for the crazy takedown. Nicolau sprawls out, gets to the back, pushes off. What are you doing? You know what I mean? I see it like that. And I see that Tim Elliott's aggressiveness and his pressure style, which oftentimes leads to takedowns, is going to be a lot tougher to grab onto Nicolau, who's a very experienced grappler in it of itself. So I'm going MATHEUS Nicolau via decision. I think that the man is just on a momentum streak, man. I think he has really, really, really good momentum, and he is kind of surging up the division. This man went from non-ranked to like number 14 to number 11 really quickly, man. So a big win here. You take that number 9, if not go higher, and then we're looking at top 5s and ups from there, man. So this is going to be a big fight for either one of them because Nicolau's on a 3-fight win streak and Elliott's on a 2-fight win streak. But Elliott is a little bit older, man. He's 34. Nicolau is 28, man. So time is running out for Tim Elliott. And neither of these fighters have nicknames, man. Sometimes that bums me out because I'm just like, come on, man. You guys are established.
That's what that good training will do for you, like MATHEUS Nicolau, man, getting that training in the great state of New Mexico, man. That's how he's coming on the rise right there.
There you go.
So it's going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely. So let's move on to the next one, AJ.